It is the near future. Battle rages between man and machine. Yet despite the awesome power of the machines, the rebels are winning. Until Skynet, the computer that controls the machines, sends a Terminator through time to destroy the rebel leader's mother, Sarah Connor, who is living in the time 1984. They failed. Undaunted, another Terminator was sent back in time to 1994 to strike at John Connor, the future rebel leader, who was still a child at the time. The Resistance must protect the child. Again, the rebels were able to send a lone warrior to protect him. This time, they will fight on the enemy's terms. This time, a machine will battle, one of its kind. Yes, we're playing Terminator 2 Judgment Day on DOS. Now, Terminator 2, certainly a game that had many video game adaptations. But good chance that this is the game that had the most of them. Yeah, I've never really counted that out, but if we counted out how many adaptations a movie has had, how many video game adaptations, Terminator 2 could possibly be the one that had the most. So many platforms that this title has appeared on, so many different kinds of games. But the DOS game, well, the DOS game is special on its own, and we are going to get to see the struggle that the Terminator, that John Connor and Sarah Connor had. We all know it. We've all seen the movie. We're going to see the DOS struggle that they had as I begin the game by pressing spacebar. And this follows the events of the movie, of course, which include the first fight between the T-800 and the T-1000 in the mall. So how is this epic battle, this iconic movie battle, going to take place in the game? It's like this, kinda. I shot him with my bullets. We're both out of bullets now, so gonna get you. Gonna get you. Gonna kick you. That's right. Kick him so hard he turns into liquid metal. We did it. T-1000 has been terminated exactly how I remember in the movie. Exactly. Oh, the T-1000 has got the tractor trailer. He's going to chase us now, and we're on a motorcycle with John Connor. We have to escape. And I carry my lowered health into this stage, so that's not good. We carry our health throughout stage to stage, so it is a premium to conserve it. We need to take that as a priority. I also need to avoid being hit by the tractor trailer, so I can't get too low on the screen. But I can't get too high on the screen either, otherwise I'm going to crash into obstacles. So it's a balancing act, you see. It's very well designed. Got some health. So those circles, there are pickups, like those blue circles, which give us 50 points. If I pick up a circle with electricity in it, that gives us health. We can also make sweet jumps off of ramps and cars, which give us additional points, and we want the points. The pickups are very finicky to pick up. You have to get them right from below. You can't get them on the sides, otherwise it doesn't count. I guess they didn't want to make this too easy for us. Alright, I got full health back. No music playing during this, which makes it seem maybe less than exciting. I mean, they composed an adaptation of the Terminator theme song for the beginning, the title screen, you heard it, but no other music in this game, really. Which is odd. I guess the budget was tight. We did it. It exploded. We saw the movie scene reminding us what part of the movie this is, but now we have a minigame that we can use to recover any health that we lost. We can restore it by fixing the T-800's wrist. We do that by making his wrist look like the picture on the bottom. And since we have that picture to guide us, it's easy. It's no problem. There we go. We did it. No problemo. We got all our health back because we did that. And it's a good thing I got my health back too, because now I have to fight the T-1000 again in the mental hospital that we pick up Sarah Connor from. We have to fight the T-1000 to give Sarah and John time to escape. Now you might wonder how this fight is going to be any different from the first fight. If you guessed it's not going to be different in any way, you're wrong. The T-1000 has more ammo this time. He has 12 bullets instead of 6. There we go. But now it's time to kick. It's actually pretty finicky on whether or not you hit him or not. It has to be at just the right range. I did take some damage. I could get it back if I was able to complete this next minigame, but it's not happening. I can tell you right now, it's not happening. I've tried this. This is like a sliding tile puzzle. I've tried this a few times. We have to fix the Terminator's face, just like in the movie. I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not happening. I can tell you that I can't do this. I've tried it a number of times. It's not happening. It is just not happening. I can see the pieces. I can see where the pieces need to go. I can't get them to go there. The best we can do is try to get as many pieces in the correct position as we can, because if the higher the percentage we complete, the more health we will get back. So that's something, at least, even if I'm not going to complete the whole thing. So you can see where his nose is. You can tell where that goes. It's just that I'm going to have to move things out of the way to actually get it to there. And you can see in the lower right what the picture actually looks like in the end. What it's supposed to look like. But like I said, it's just not going to happen for me. By the way, who do you think made this game? Could you figure out by looking at this screen who made this game? It's kind of a mystery. Hasta la vista, baby. I got 62% complete. Highest I've done is 75%. It's just not happening, though. 100% is not happening. Anyway, time to fight the SWAT team. Now, do you remember the part in the movie where the T-800 promised John Connor that he wouldn't kill anyone? What if we ignored that? Like, what if that doesn't matter? Because it makes fighting the SWAT team a lot easier, right? Instead of knocking him out with gas, let's just kill everyone. And I know that the gun he's holding does look like the gas gun from the movie, but it doesn't look like he's firing tear gas. That's not what this looks like. We did it. T-1000 taking the helicopter. Now it's time for the hardest level in the game. We're in an ambulance. We're being chased by the helicopter. I have to avoid crashing into cars because crashing into cars will cause the T-800 to lose health. I have to avoid being shot by the helicopter because that'll make Sarah Connor lose health, and she's losing health. Her skull is exposed. I have to keep hammering the spacebar to shoot the helicopter to hit the T-1000, and I have to try to do this before I die. I have to try to kill him before I lose both Sarah and the T-800. Okay. We both lost health, the T-800 and Sarah, both of them terminated. They're done. This is the hardest part of the game, I think, because you have to focus on the cars that are coming up. You have to also focus on the shots coming from the helicopter, and then you have to hammer on the spacebar. But don't worry, we're not going to allow the T-1000 and Skynet to win. We're going to make our way back up there. Oh yeah. All right, we're back here. The T-1000 takes the helicopter. We're in the ambulance. We are trying to get away. We're trying to avoid just everything. Cars from above, bullets from below, and we are trying to make sure that we hit the T-1000 as we do this. Got to take out his helicopter before we die. Did it. He's dead. The helicopter's done. It's done. It's exploding. We did it. Please move on to the next stage before I die. There we go. No. It was exploding. It was exploding and Sarah died anyway. Okay. All right. Oh. It did it. We did it. We did it. We got past it. We got past it. And now we're going into the final battle with the T-1000 in the factory. And because I have so low health, I'm just going to cheese my way through this by holding down the spacebar. And this happens. Yeah, there we go. We did it. The T-1000 has been terminated. Well done! By protecting John and Sarah Connor, we saved the future of mankind until Terminator 3. So yeah, that's Terminator 2 for DOS. And if you were wondering what was happening at the end there, in that last battle, hold on, let me put my initials in. There we go. Yeah, what happened there was an alternate way of defeating the T-1000 is to push him all the way to the right side of the screen, and he automatically dies regardless of what his health is. You actually get bonus points if you do that. But what it turns out is that if you hold down the spacebar, which is the key that you use to shoot, if you hold it down before the fight begins and you just keep it down, you will shoot all of your shots in rapid succession, and it'll just push him all the way back to the right side of the screen and he dies. It's not just that one fight. It's every fight against him in the game. So I just could have done that every time. Doesn't always work. Sometimes he ducks the first shot, and then you have to actually do the fight proper, but most of the time it works like that. It's weird. I'm sure holding down the spacebar and firing everything at once was not intentional on part of the devs, even though pushing the T-1000 off the screen is, but that makes him easy. And I don't feel bad about doing that, because it's clear that the purpose of that ambulance chase, it's clear that the purpose of that level is just to drain your health as much as possible before that last boss fight to make sure that you lose. So, I don't feel bad about cheesing my way through the last boss fight. Because it's a very short game. I mean, I don't know what the timer on this video is going to be, but I'm going to guess that we made it here in less than 15 minutes, as far as game time goes, something like that. So very short. I don't know how much this game could have cost, considering how short it is. And that's why it has to be hard, of course. They're going for an arcade thing with this, where it's going to be this very short, very hard game, where you have to try to get through it and get as many points as you can, even though it's trying to kill you as hard as it can. And then once you finish, you put your initials in, and you got the high score. Great! Can you beat your high score? Well, beating the high score would involve playing this again, so that means you probably will not beat your high score. I'm just thinking about when this game came out in 1991. If I had played this in 91, what would my opinion of it have been? I'm trying to put myself back in that time. I don't know. I think I would have thought it was neat that I was playing this on my PC. I probably would have liked the colorful graphics and the very short clips from the movies. I don't know if I would have enjoyed how it played. I probably would have had a more positive impression of it back then than I do now. Because, man, I do not think this is really a product that should have been sold for money, playing it now. But maybe back then I would have thought differently. I don't know. All I can say is that this is, I'm going to guess, among the worst Terminator 2 adaptations for the video game platforms that existed. They were much better than this. But I guess that's all we can really say about Terminator 2 Judgment Day for DOS. It's just not really all that fun to play. And it's really short and really hard. But maybe there is one more thing we can take a look at. I shut it off, turned it back to the command prompt, exited the game. What I'm going to do is start it up again with the letter R, because we were using ad-lib sound before, which is okay, it does the job. But this game also has support for the Roland sound modules of the time. So let's listen to that. Now, what I'll say in its defense is that when you take something that was composed for a Roland module and play it through General MIDI, it doesn't always sound so good. Still, this could have been better. But the main reason I want to do this is to play the first level and just listen to something. We'll just do this again, this first part, just for the sound effects. So what they did there is they're using wavetable MIDI for the sound effects, because I guess the assumption is that you're only using Roland for the Roland module for the sound. You don't have like a sound blaster or anything to actually play other sounds, so it's just all MIDI. So, unfortunately here, John is going to have to die. He got crushed by the truck. Oh no, John, you're now a skull. You were terminated. The future has changed since John Connor is dead. So, okay, I'm going to say that's it for Terminator 2. Now, that does not sound good. The ad-lib support is better, I think. I think the ad-lib sound is better. All right, so that's a look at another movie adaptation for DOS, Terminator 2. We're not only going to look at movie games, certainly not. It's just that this was one of the things that caught my attention when I was looking at some DOS games. Let's see how this version of Terminator 2 for DOS turned out. There were a lot of Terminator 2 games, right? Not so good. It's not so good.